Tipperary are trying to work that ball around. But what I'm saying, and I think this point adds into not necessarily getting the midfielders on the ball enough yet, is they're working the ball around the field, but by the time that they're ready, someone's ready to deliver it, it almost seems like they don't really have any options. Because like Dennis Maher, who's not the paciest in the world, he's quite close to goals. Mark Yo is quite close to goal. But I don't think Tipperary have worked the ball far enough up the field to be delivering it. So when Limerick work it up, they're almost at midfield by the time they're delivering, and they're maybe at the centre of the pitch. Whereas I think Tipperary were more almost their own 65 and probably out on the flanks, where your options of where you're going to strike are quite limited. You can probably go down the line and that's about it, unless you've someone kind of running off the shoulder. So that's where I think Tipperary have teething issues at the moment and are not quite as far along the line. Now, from Kilkenny point of view, what stood out for them was like the level of class that they had in the past just isn't quite there at the moment. And they do have the Ballyhale lads to come back. So TJ Reid, Owen Cody, Adrian Mullen. Like in Mullen and Owen Cody, you're talking about two players who have the last 3 young hurlers of the year between them. So that would suggest, based on that voting, that there's no better young talent in the country than what Kilkenny have produced. So they have those couple of lads to come in, and we'll see if maybe someone else gets the call up. But I'd say Brian Cody would be alarmed at some of the striking that some of his newer players had.
You don't see this in the highlights. Was that very bad? You just see the best. Obviously, you just see the highlights. These are the lowlights.
Yeah, there was a couple of, and do you know what? This was on both teams though. But in the first half, there was something like, I think 40, did I have it written down? 45 shots were taken, and there was 11 mishits between both teams. Now, Kilkenny had 6 and Tipperary had 5, so both had bad ones. Maybe it's just this time of year. Sometimes I wonder about the yellow ball.